process preserved his skeleton perfectly, including the lumps where his ribs healed after their break, the raging infection on his middle toe, and at least 17 other injuries and diseases. In death, Big Al represents a frozen moment in the fast and furious life of a carnivorous dinosaur.
Telling the true story of how Big Al's skeleton was discovered. A Walking with Dinosaurs special on Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock here on BBC One.
Christmas is a time for forgiving.
No, you stay here. After all, what's mine's yours.
And forgetting.
I don't care who it was. I just need to know.
A time for kind words.
You're a failure, Melanie.
And good deeds. A fiery festive season in Albert Square.
I love going around here to be sorted by you.
Begins with the first of 2 Christmas episodes.
He said they didn't know you anymore.
EastEnders, Christmas Day at 5:15 on BBC One.
Victoria Wood is having a few friends over on Christmas Day.
Yeah, what are you banging of? I should like to know, as I never so merry at Michaelmas. Our Christmas pudding is down there somewhere, and you can be sure we shall dig till we get it. Go in, Catherine.
Look out, wrestling, and being engaged in dangerous death have been a real tonic to me.
And you're all invited. The backs are back in the bread bin now, not coming out until New Year's. Promises, promises. Victoria Wood with All the Trimmings tonight, 9:20 on BBC One.
The mother-in-law from hell.
Come on, Claire. She's just a harmless old lady.
And her long-lost sister.
Is she dangerous?
Make one family's Christmas murder.
Said she killed her own mother.
She said it was an accident.
Yes, if my brother had murderous intent towards you, do you realize how bonkers that makes you sound?
Clark, how much more proof do you want, Fergus?
A Christmas mystery.
If you didn't find my friend, you can't have looked properly. Let go of my hand, you patronizing creep.
The Sleeper starts Boxing Day at 9:15 and concludes Wednesday at 9:05 on BBC One.
The news now on BBC One with George Alagaya.
A blitz on the railways, the biggest ever Christmas repair programme. 8,000 workers in a round-the-clock effort to replace broken rails. Comfort in difficult times, the Queen speaks about her own religious faith. And searching for peace in the Holy Land, Arafat says there are still many obstacles. Hello and welcome to BBC News. The biggest ever Christmas engineering programme is underway on Britain's railways. 8,000 engineers are working day and night to install new rails at more than 60 locations where faults were found after the Hatfield crash. Railtrack hopes it'll mean about 100 of the present 460 speed restrictions can be lifted.
At Chorley in Lancashire, they've been busy throughout the day knocking the railways back into shape. Teams of workers on sizable incentives are busy replacing old track after the Hatfield tragedy was blamed on a broken rail. Railtrack subsequently identified dozens of locations in need of repair. Specialist heavy-duty machinery was lifted into place for what is the biggest ever Christmas engineering programme. As well as replacing some 25 miles of track, the 8,000 workers are putting in more than 50 sets of points at 60-odd locations. With well over 400 speed restrictions still in place as a result of the Hatfield crash, the rail network has been suffering severe delays. Let's hope this engineering blitz during the quiet period will lead to about 100 of these restrictions being lifted. The repairs are going on round the clock over the festive period, including here at Wimbledon in southwest London. Workers who do 8-hour shifts for 8 days stand to collect around £3,000, say the unions. According to Railtrack, about 85% of services should be back to their pre-Hatfield timetables by the end of January. But this concerted repair campaign isn't just about getting services back to normal. It's also about trying to restore public confidence in rail safety. To this end, Railtrack is going to announce a major recruitment drive tomorrow aimed at attracting the sort of people who can keep the railways in shape. They'll even be trying to entice back engineers who'd taken early retirement, but whose expertise could now be invaluable. John McIntyre, BBC News, Wimbledon.
In her traditional Christmas message, the Queen has talked in very personal terms about the importance of her Christian faith. She said it gave her great comfort in difficult times. She talked about other faiths, saying they all emphasise spirituality. This morning she was joined by her family at church in Sandringham.
As yesterday, the Queen Mother was determined to get to church, and with the help of a golf buggy to the door and a supporting arm from the Prince of Wales, she led the family into morning worship. Several hundred people had gathered outside the church, and after the service, the Queen Mother made her way down a flight of steps to greet some of the children with their bouquets of flowers. But the flower gathering by some of the other members of the family was brief, and some in the crowd said their presents had been snatched from them as the family hurried back to Sandringham House. The Queen's Christmas message this year focuses heavily on the millennium and on the importance of faith. A montage of pictures recalls the celebrations of New Year's night and the high-spirited scenes at the opening of the Millennium Dome. But at what the Queen calls the true Millennium Anniversary, it's time to be more thoughtful.
As this year draws to a close, I would like to reflect more directly and more personally on what lies behind all the celebrations of these past 12 months.
The Queen speaks about the importance of the spirituality which is to be found in all the great faiths.
The Bible, the Quran, and the sacred texts of the Jews and Hindus, Buddhists and Sikhs, are all sources of divine inspiration and practical guidance passed down through the generations.
And then the Queen speaks with unusual candour about the importance to her of her own Christian faith.
For me, the teachings of Christ and my own personal accountability before God provide a framework in which I try to lead my life. I, like so many of you, have drawn great comfort in difficult times from Christ's words and example.
The Queen has never before spoken in such personal terms about the importance of her own Christian faith. She's done so now because she believes this is the real Millennium Anniversary, and perhaps she feels that this has been the Millennium Year's missing ingredient.